Okay, so welcome to today's session. And we were having some conversations here with Leticia. I really hope I'm saying your name correctly. And it was wonderful because she was sharing how she's feeling a little bit, and without sharing for her on her behalf, just this pull, right, of wanting to make decisions that feel challenging and feeling pulled to one direction and then being feeling like perhaps stuck in in the physical space that you're in, and sort of this battle, right? So this battle of like, oh, like my body, my everything is telling me to do this, but the logistics of the mind, or the sequences of things, the situation rather, is making it hard for me to step into that, is what I heard, if I'm correct. And so I really want to open up on this. And she also spoke about how the messages that have been helping her, and the frequency that she feels through the locations, through the places that I'm in. And this is all connected. So for today's transmission, we are in such a beautiful space. And what I mean by this, we're entering, it's the season, right? It's not just the season of our Earth, it's the cosmic seasons that also exist. And so I want to talk a little bit about this before diving into what I just said, and how you're feeling, Leticia, because mm, that's the season that we just entered here in May. It's a beautiful season of sort of stillness. And what I mean by stillness is it's there's ways to tap into joy. There's ways to experience like excitement and all these things. But I want to say very carefully, right? There's an impression of like not short-lived, but it's like, yes, you can do that, but then the energy will kind of like bring down again, will invite us all to go inward. So all of a sudden I feel tired. Like yesterday I was kicking the ball. That's something I like to do that's very matrixy, that helps me disconnect and just be physical and do something different. And I was feeling very energized, and then I started kicking the ball, and I think about 10 minutes in, I just got unplugged. And it was very clear. I was like, nope, you're done doing this and you need to go and sit. And and so I continued to receive more. For the entire day after that, it was just me sitting out in nature and just literally just being there and receiving and receiving and receiving. And so that's the era that we're in, that we're entering for the month of May, is this invitation to stay still, to integrate, to connect with nature, to connect with ourselves in the stillness, because that is where we find harmony. That's where we find clarity. And so throughout these live calls that I've been doing, I've been slowly bringing up different aspects, right, of simple ways in which we can work with these energies. And none of these things is something that's a construct of my mind. It's just what's coming through to share with everybody. And part of all of this is where we are, where we live, our environment, right? How the people we are with, the things we're choosing to engage with, whether that's things on social media, television, music, everything is just frequency that is influencing our psyche, our conscious mind. And so there's a space here present where there's a very subtle, gentle invitation to almost be like not isolation, but to spend intimate time with oneself, to come to terms in that space. What is it that your heart is desiring? Where is it that your body is speaking? She spoke about also, my body is, you know, telling me that I don't want to be here. My body is speaking to me. And that matters, right? This is the importance. This is also part of the era that we're entering slowly, is the era of the heart. We've been here before. during the time of Joshua, during the time of, what many people consider the Bible time, which I'm not religious, but during that being, when that being walked on this planet, that is what he was talking about, inviting people to be in the heart over and over and over and over and over again. That is mainly what he spoke about. And that's the era that we're continuing to step into on a much deeper level here now. Okay. And so what I mean by all of this is we've been in the era of the mind. And what I want to say about this is that there's nothing wrong with the mind. I want to be very clear about that. I'm not trying to say like, oh, one shouldn't be in the mind. Well, then don't live because it's impossible. But it's the calibration, the harmony, the balance of remembering and discovering and exploring what it means to be a human being first, which also includes our heart, which also includes our senses. Beyond what we have conscious awareness of, it also includes our eternal, cosmic senses. Let's just put it that way, right? Of the different bodies, the light bodies that we have, and connecting with our third eye, connecting with the prana, right? The prana, which is this is prana's life force, right? It's the third eye is here, and then here, the ashna here is you can kind of see it within here myself. Like there's almost this little area here that forms. This is the major connection to everything that is within ourselves and our connection to consciousness. So all of this is to say that none of this can be experienced only through the mind or from the mind. Rather, from the heart, through the mind, we can start to access these ways of being. And so now there's this energy it's unconscious energy that's speaking so loudly that the body is responding, that we're getting dreams, that we're getting, these different ways in which messages are coming through people, through numbers, through ways in which we recognize the language and we can't deny it. And we have a choice. We have a choice to basically say, I'm going to listen, I'm going to be brave, or I'm not going to listen. And I will continue to argue with myself, argue with my body. I'm going to just just be in the state of fear and be in the mind, because over and over we are learning that the mind is limited. The mind, with a logic mind, just wants to rationalize things. But there is a greater intelligence available. There's a greater connection available that lives in our heart. And so when we start to honor ourselves, your body, not just the food you give it to, not just moving it and exercising it, but listening because it is speaking to you, because your body knows. It knows more than your conscious self. And it's the way that your soul, your higher self, it is trying to communicate also with you. We are fields of energy. And so as the collective increases, as the collective, as those of us who continue to choose to step into this unknown, as those of us who continue to answer the call to step into our authentic self, it's like a tuning fork and it vibrates. That vibration is felt. And that's how oftentimes these sensations become stronger. And so in this May time that we're entering now of stillness, it's to learn how to connect with that grounding energy. So that from that grounding energy, We can seek more clarity. We can have more clarity. So then we can make decisions from the heart, not from the mind. And I know I've been there. I promise you, I have been tested over and over so many times. The things that I share with you, they don't come from books. They don't come from courses or podcasts or whatever. They come from experience. They come from the willing to connect, to be humble, to open myself, to be a channel, to receive for myself and for others, and to honor myself as I honor others as well. Moving here to Hawaii was something that came to me for the first time I came here to visit. And it came to me as I connected with the island. The island said to me, I received a vision that I would live here one day. And I said to my friend, I don't know how or when, but I will live here one day. And there's work to be done here. I saw glimpses of that and I let it go. 2 years passed. The sensation became only stronger, but I needed to go into the desert and spend 30 something days in the desert. I needed to go, and a certain part of myself needed to die in the desert. I needed to experience what I needed to experience of letting go. I needed to cry, to be in my knees in that very rocky ground in the desert. Yet again, feeling defeated, lonely, lost, to find myself in a different way. And this is just my journey. But when the time came that it was like it's time to go, I just did it. I put my things in storage. I bought a plane ticket. I was just coming out of this huge, tremendous, strong journey where I felt like everything in my life was yet again just gone, starting from zero again. My finances were scary bad. I went through a very intense relationship that was so healing, yet deep. But I trusted. I was tested on my trust. Will you trust in what's coming through? Will you trust in what's been shown to you? And as soon as I honor that, and as soon as I made those tough decisions that I had to make, one thing after the other, a person showed up, another person showed up, this happened, and this happened. I was like, wow, what we call miracles is what I call alignment, is what I call when we truly give in to that flow of life, to that intelligence, to that support. And it allowed for me to be here where I am today. People ask me all the time, how do you do it? It's so expensive and this and that. Everything aligned from the place where I live to how I live my life to the food I eat here from the island to everything. Because I chose to step into the calling over all of these years. And every single time it was challenging. When I worked at Google and I had all the money, all the materialistic things, and it came to me, this is not what you're here to do. What will you choose? The temptation was there. I could be set for life. It was very tempting. But something inside of me was speaking so loud that I couldn't ignore it. And I said, you know what? I have to follow this. I don't know what it is. I don't know what it looks like, but I have to try. And so I did. And I discovered that I love helping people. And I didn't know how that was going to look like. And then 1 month after leaving, I got my first client, seeker client. No experience, no credential, none of that. And so why do I share this? I share this because I also want to share a little bit of my journey, of the things that I'm speaking of, because it's not just I'm just delivering here a message and I don't understand the position that some of you perhaps are, because I do, in my way, of course. And I needed to go through those experiences to also have the courage to say the things that I'm saying here, to have the courage to open my channel, to get out of the way and deliver the things that I'm delivering for people. Because I don't benefit from these things. That's not how my mind, my being even thinks or works. Because I see now. I see the truth of the importance of all of us are pieces of puzzles that together we form this picture that for thousands of years it has been spoken about. And we get to be a part of that if we so choose to. So, yes, I understand. There are things right now in your life, decisions you're going to have to make or you're having to make that feel challenging, that feel contradicting, that feel scary. And I promise you, if you just trust yourself, that is all you need to trust. Not me, not anybody else, just you, your body that is speaking to you. That is what I'm saying. I'm not showing up here and telling people, listen to what I say. Everything I say is a reflection. It's an invitation for people to go into their truth, for them to seek for themselves, within themselves, the guidance that is available, and to have courage. So this is all connected to this moment that we're in making decisions. And how many of us know so well the feeling of anxiety? How many of us know so well the feelings of being stressed? We know it well because the world we built as humans operates a lot on that frequency where it's distorted. And if you're not playing in that frequency, if you start to come out of it, naturally coming out of it, you're stepping into a different field of energy that might feel weird. That might feel like, oh, I don't know what I feel lost. I feel like I don't even know what to think, how to be. I don't understand. Like, what am I supposed to do? Because the mind is coming out of an autopiloting system that it has known for all its life in this physical body, that in which we call the programming, and it's experiencing a different experience that it doesn't have, let's say, like a file folder to go based on upon. So it taps into fear because that's when the ego comes in. It's like, we need to protect. This is scary. It's the unknown. So protection. And so this is when, again, we get to tap into these moments of meditation, of the breath, calm the body, calm the mind. And from that state of calmness, be able to integrate, right? Work with the mind. Like, okay, the nervous system calms down. It's okay. There's nothing to be afraid. There's no threat. And that's when it starts to open up like a little light. The channel starts to open. So part of the messages that I do that come channeled, it's a certain frequency that it unlocks because there are certain different people in the planet. I'm going to go a little deeper here today. That there's activators, there's magnifiers, there's transformers, there's manifestors, we could say. So I'm an activator. So I activate people. I'm aware of this. So through the channel, whatever's coming through, it's not just what's being spoken, it goes into the subconscious. The vibration, it starts to move different neural paths in different directions, and it gets activated biologically, energetically, and we could say spiritually in the sense of that in which is beyond what we would call the soul. And so part of this journey is once people get activated, now it becomes louder. So your sensations become louder, your awareness becomes louder. And that can feel scary because, like, again, you're speaking of that space, you're in a different space. You're like, oh, whoa, it's intense. Or maybe you're getting like super psychic activations, right? Wow, like I can like perceive people a lot more clearly, or I just know what's gonna happen, or these deja vu moments become more frequent, become stronger, or my dreams are so vivid, and then it's happening what I'm dreaming. All the activation is just the conscious mind is shifting its awareness to the subconscious. And so when we put that into practice, when we work that like a muscle through breathing, through connecting with nature, which is what I'm going to be talking about here after this, we enter a field that is not man-made. We enter a frequency that is ancient and constant, vibrating throughout the entire universe and what I call the cosmic web, that in which all things are connected to. And so we are these radios that we have to remember and learn how to turn on. We need to turn, not that kind of turn on. We need to turn ourselves on, turn ourselves on first. That's the awakening. Okay, whoa. And maybe it's very common. So when we learn to turn ourselves on as the radio, it's like static. Like, oh man, like confusing. It's a lot. It's intense. And just like pushing buttons. Imagine like an old radio, right? It's just like, what does this do? Oh, what does that do? And you're like, oh my gosh, that's not the one I want to press, right? And so you have this exploration once you realize that you are this radio, you turn yourself on. You are a transmitter of frequency that are always constantly on. So from you turn on, you get turned on, right? And then the radio, and then you start to perceive energies. And now, like, you're discovering, well, that in which is you, the transmitter, and how to operate from that experience. And this is what I want to speak on. This is what I help people with. It's how to navigate that process. Okay. Because what happens also is oftentimes we we hear the song, right? We're just like, oh, finally something's coming through. And they're like, wow, it's music. And they're like, wow, I'm hearing something. And it's great and all. And then like, okay, like let me see what else is here. And oh man, then we go through this staticky. And you're like, oh, but what happened? I lost it. And then that static key is like, oh, I just want to turn off the radio, right? Instead of, okay, this is happening. Let me breathe. Let me turn the knob slowly, right? That's learning how to navigate frequency. And then comes a point where you're like, oh, you start to navigate through more of those frequencies, and you start to tap into different sounds, different experiences. But because you don't realize that you're in the AM frequency, there's all sorts of things that are coming through. And there's something about it that's like, there comes a point where you're like, there's something different here. And you learn that in a button, you can switch to the FM frequency. And that song in which you heard in the AM, now that you're listening to in the FM, like, whoa, what an experience of sound. Because it's a higher frequency, quite literally. But then you go through it again. Okay, I remember this from the AM. I remember the okay. Okay, wow, okay. And you see, this analogy that I'm using is we start to learn ourselves and how to navigate with frequency by bringing awareness of our own self in that navigation by playing around but not turning off. Because the minute we turn it off, you're already aware of it. Consciously, it's like it's there. It's like the radio, it's there. I'm a radio. So when you turn it off, what happens? You feel nothing. There's no music coming through. You feel disconnected. You feel lost. You feel just the void, the silence, which is fine. Sometimes we need to turn it off. But let it not come from fear. Let it be from a place of being in the void, in the silence, rather than it's too much or I don't want to deal with this. And so then from this analogy, I just want to move into the space of connecting with nature that it's come through me to me so strong to share with people about the month of May. And so whether you are living somewhere where you don't really connect, you outgrown that experience, let's just say, right? You're no longer like feeling in alignment with it, or you just feel like that environment, it's not serving you. And okay. And all of this, then it's okay because this is a new way. Maybe that place that which you're in, it's the AM frequency. And now you're ready to go to the FM. But just remember that you have everything you need to navigate that within yourself. So this is why it's important to connect. This is why it's important that in this month you really take time to make decisions once and for all. I'm not saying sporadic decisions. I'm not saying just go and no. I'm saying it's been coming to you. Sit down, start making a plan. Say, you know what? I'm gonna start looking at places. You know what? I'm gonna start getting rid of things, whatever it is, but just do it, would be my recommendation. Just go for it. Because if you're gonna move somewhere else, for example, where you're gonna feel that your nervous system is far more grounded, your nervous system is at ease, is at peace, right? Then that it's gonna change your life. It's gonna change your health, it's gonna change your relationship with your friends, with your family, with everything, your career or your purpose. So being here in Hawaii, that's what it is. That's what I do. I connect. That's where the messages come through the way they do, right? But I'm not just here like, no, I take action as I took to come here. I go and I pray. I go and I bathe. I go and I let the water cleanse myself, connect, give, pick up trash. It's a relationship, but it takes care of me. So it's also time for us to connect with our earth. And that's part of the disconnection that we have within ourselves reflects out into the earth. She's a living being. And I say she because to me, she's a feminine energy, the mother of all. And I have so much love for her. So much love for her. She is a live being, and I am so grateful to be a part of that. And so I want to contribute. I want to work with her. I want to work with that energy. I want to take care of the plants. Now, science, this in the world of science, there's so much more evidence coming through. Oh, when you put your feet on the ground, what it does when you sing to plants, when you ask for permission. Like I had one of my individuals on the last men's circle that I did. He's like, I started asking permission to cut the grass. After we had our after the retreat, and the grass is growing stronger and brighter. He's like, I can't explain it, but it's been yellowish, it's, no fertilizer, nothing. It's just beautiful. And he's like, and I just take a moment to put my hands on the grass and I just ask and I do it with love. And that's available. Yeah, and people may think you're crazy. People may think you're this hippie person and all these things. And honestly, like I went through my stage of caring what people thought about me. It's normal. But the reality is it's just harmony. It's respect. And it's a good practice. So I'm not just saying go out and just connect with the earth. I'm saying get to know your mother earth, especially women have a very beautiful connection to this planet and the moon. Women are such powerful beings. I see. I'm very aware of it. And so when we as humans, whether we're men or women, open our heart to the place we live takes care of us. We breathe because of it. We drink water from it. We eat from her. Connect with that love, that gratitude of appreciation. And that will expand in your life. That will change the frequency and the FM. And you're going to start to perceive life very differently. And by changing your frequency that you're connecting with, the reality around you, you're going to enter like that. You're going to enter into a much higher state of consciousness and frequency that's existing on this planet because she's also going through a transformation. So this is the what's coming through to share in this transmission. Sit with yourself. Give yourself space. I understand. A lot of things can feel intense. Focus on your energy for now. Don't be distracted by what's going on in the world. I'm not saying become oblivious of it, but what I am saying is focus here first. Focus on really getting to know this first really well. Explore the magic that is within you. Explore your heart. explore this earth, and remember how precious it is to be here. It's a gift, in my opinion. And every day matters, every second counts. So please do it for yourself. Live fully. Be brave. Trust in what's inside of you. Breathe. It's time. It's time for you to spread your wings, to jump and just fly. You deserve that. And we will all gather together and fly together, dusting off our wings. There's many challenges to come. There's a lot of transformations to come. So we need to get really good with our heart so that we can navigate those events, not from fear, but from a place of knowing that it's just part of the process and that we are protected and we are guided on how to navigate those things. Our earth will tell us. It will tell us where to be. Just have to listen. So I wanted to take a pause here. Whew, a lot of emotions there. And I wanted to open it up for a little bit for Kaloa or Leticia, any of you ladies, if you wish to express anything or ask any questions while the channel's open. And just, it's a blessing and an honor to have two women on this call. And I just would like to open the space if you'd like to share or ask anything.
I'll share. I see why I come to these like so religiously, kind of like Sunday church kind of vibes, right? Because it makes sense now because you said a few things that it's funny because these are visions that I had before I got to Austin 2 years ago. I was like, I don't know why I'm going there, but I know there's something there for me. And I had a vision I was going into the desert and I was going to be in isolation.
Hmm.
And that's kind of what my experience has been here is just being isolated from the ocean. Like I miss the ocean incredibly much, but I've had to go inward many, 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 many times in the last 2 years. So that what you said, and then you said, and then you were saying, like as you were saying things, I was feeling it in my heart, like what to do because I'm actually moving about 10 minutes from here. And I already had this idea to start a garden to kind of help me on a day to day to just feel more connected to the earth, to the land here outside of what I've been focusing on, more so the earth where I'm at. Right. And like, so it was funny when you're saying something, and I was like, yes, that, like, that's what I'm gonna do, and that's gonna give me more clarity because I didn't realize how much I was in fight or flight, so I just couldn't like relax and just breathe. So yeah, thank you for for sharing that. There were a lot of things you said that I've had visions of, like, or experienced myself. Your journey makes a lot of sense to me now. Like, it's because you've done this ahead of me kind of thing. Like now I'm like, oh yay, like now there's someone that's guiding me
Mhm.
to where it's not so dramatic or so it's not going to take so long or be so hard, I guess. So yeah,
Yeah.
thank you for sharing your story and thank you for doing these Sunday calls because I'm always getting something really incredible out of it. Yeah, thank you.
Beautiful. Thank you so much for sharing that. Oh, that's really lovely to hear. And thank you for honoring yourself in what was coming through as well, and for speaking that. There's power, if we could say it like this, in acknowledging, right? That in which you have been receiving, that in which you felt. When we speak it, it becomes more into a reality. in the material. And so thank you for that. Thank you for honoring yourself. Thank you for honoring the space. Thank you for honoring myself. It's all the beautiful reflection, right? And this is how you can start to perceive, right? The channel that I tap into, it's not, that's why you're connecting with it. These are things you've already received. These are visions you've already received. It's because we are connected to the same source, right? So that's the difference between people who are truly stepping into these types of transmissions versus those who are perhaps, let's just say, without judgment, are acting or saying things, right? Because it's felt as you're feeling, it's felt. I'm speaking to you without speaking to you, and I'm speaking to every person who is drawn to this call, to this video, who's going to watch this. And so it's that's the channel, right? That all that is that connection to tap into what is alive in this moment in time and what needs to be spoken so it can materialize, crystallize in the material world. So thank you so much for sharing that. Hello, was there anything you would like to say? Hello.
Hi guys. It's kind of windy here. I hope it's not too bad for the microphone, but I got to catch the tail end, and it was what was very clear from what you were saying to me was get to know yourself. And as you said that, I understood, oh, because nature is within myself, because I'm one with nature. And when I get to know myself, I get to know what this is all about, all that is. And this last few days it's been much of about feeling what's inside me. And when feelings are so raw, there's no space to judge them, but just to feel. And now things feel to be, from these last few days, things seem to be calming down feeling wise, and now I'm getting to receive what was extracted from all these feelings, all these experiences. And there's no many words to it yet, but I'm definitely feeling more alignment and understanding of what's taking place inside me and how that is lining up with what is happening in the earth, in the near future of humanity. And I'm just thankful that I get to, that I allow myself to feel everything and take it from there, just one step at a time. And being in nature is really, that was a really good reminder, because I can easily just be home and just want to stay home and kind of hide myself from the world when I'm feeling these things. But every time I've been in nature, when I'm feeling these raw emotions, it has helped me so much. Can you hear me?
Yes, you're back.
Okay. As I was saying, being in nature when my feelings are so raw has helped me to have a wider perspective of what's going on inside me. It's like nature's speaking to me if we tune in. So thank you for those reminders. And as you said, it's important to talk out loud, to crystallize. And I do feel that this is my
We lost you there for a moment. Can you hear me okay?
Can you hear me now?
Yes.
Yeah. That this was my chance to cultivate what I've been processing to speak here.
Beautiful. Beautiful. Thank you so much. Thank you for sharing.
So thank you guys.
Thank you. It's lovely to have you, and thank you for expressing what's alive within yourself and your truth and your connection and the importance that it's been for you and that it is for you to feel, and how when we are in those moments, how we want to sometimes just be in our little box of a home. But really, especially for women, like when you're feeling that, I encourage you so much to go out and be one with Mother Earth and let her move through you. And you will find, as you both know, right? You will find things within those teachings and the nurturing and the care and the power of the feminine so strongly and beautifully. So yes, that is, it's good that you're feeling that the energy has calmed down a lot as well. Because yeah, last month was a good one. It was intense. So it's yeah, we went through stages, right? April was very strong, and also with Taurus, and now Scorpio. And there's so many ways to perceive energy, right? And but it's a good one. This is going to be a really profound month. We have two moons, two full moons as well. In a few days, there's going to be a meteor shower show. The sky is reflecting. Whoo, is it reflecting the energy? And so, what a time, to be outside and just connect. Connect is my high emphasis. I know that's what I'm going to be doing. And just see and feel what there is to feel and to see, and be patient with the process. Yeah. Because within what Leticia was saying as well, is beautiful. You're planting the garden. Your intentions to connect with Mother Earth, right? And maybe that's just a stepping stone. Let it be the stepping stone that it is. Honor that stepping stone. Step firmly into that stepping stone. So then it gives you the confidence for the next one, the trust in that next stepping stone of whatever comes through for you, that will come through. Because we are entering a very, very, very rapid shift in the collective, where time, it's no longer becoming such a linear experience. It's becoming more warpy. It's becoming, whoa, I blinked and it's the weekend again. Or whoa, like this week feels so long. Or whoa, memories, past life memories. Whoa, my connection to the ocean. Whoa, my connection to water. Whoa, what is Lemuria? Whoa, what is the color blue? Ooh, gold. Oh, sacred geometry. Trust me. Let's not go there, but there's things that are exciting, that are moving rapidly. Let them move through us, grounded and rooted into the diamond of the earth. I want you to all envision, when you meditate, that you shoot your energy, you transmit your energy from your crown chakra all the way down, lighting up all the chakras into the center of the earth, into the diamond of the earth. And when that light, which is you, hits the diamond, it transmutes in fractals in every direction, in every color. This is the quantum space within our earth that connects us, that roots us, that allows us to navigate, to explore the quantum field within the prana, the life force above. Prana, ana, as they say. Life force above, life force below. But when we are not rooted, we can get lost. And there's a lot of that right now. So stay rooted for the diamond of the earth. Practice that meditation during this time. Just going to the center of the diamond of the earth. Okay. Okay, so I think that's good for now because I don't want to go too deep. But what I want to say is this. Thank you for those of you who have been showing up. Leticia, thank you for being here. You're one of my OG members, whatever you want to call. I call soul family. And I am so happy to hear that it's been helpful for you. And I want you to know that the things you have said here and your presence, it's part of it. It's not just myself, it's all of us here, and you, Kaloa, as well, being here. And in previous calls we had different people that were here. We are all coming together at the time that we need to receive the transmissions that we need to, and to also express what's needed. I'm going to be having I'm going to be sharing in this month out in nature deep, very deep, higher consciousness messages that I'm going to be sharing with you specifically. Those who are here, it will be no charge or anything. It will just be like my little, I don't know, gift, because there's a presence of that. There's a highlight that's like buzzing on my left, which is the feminine. So that's something I will be sharing exclusively to you, to folks here. And no worries. Thank you so much, Kaloa. Have a blessed day. And bye. Be well. And yeah, so that's all I really got for today. Again, if there's any last, we have about a minute or so. If there's any comments or any other questions, I'm happy to go deeper with any questions as well. I have some extra time, but I wanted to open it one last time before we close off here.
Okay, I just wanted to say I loved everything you said, because every single thing you said, it was validating my path. And then, oh, that was another thing you said. You're like, don't care what anybody thinks. And I don't care what anybody thinks. Like, I'm a fourth generation mystic. Like, I can't care what people think, right? Like, people think I'm funny all the time. But what's interesting is that in this transition of wanting to go explore the next place that my heart is calling me to, there have been people saying a lot of things to me. They're like, you never stop moving. You're just always wanting to move. It's I'm always seeking kind of thing, but it's not. It's just my soul is naturally just kind of a gypsy. But it's funny how that's been kind of hurting my feelings a little bit lately. So when you said that, I didn't realize that that was part of this confinement that I was putting myself in, I guess you can say, oh, well, what are they going to think? They're going to be like, she's just constantly searching. You know what I'm saying? I didn't realize that that was such a big part of that needing to how do I say, love that part of myself, to honor all versions of me, or all of my, just the way that I operate in order to do the work that I do and to live the life that I live. So yeah, thank you for saying that, because I didn't realize how much that was holding me back.
Thank you for sharing that. Yeah, it's very real, and it's okay to feel that, right?
Right.
It is. And so thank you for sharing that, and to give yourself that love as well, and to be like, it's at the end of the day, it's what I want to say is this. At the end of the day, it's you are walking this thing we call life, and it's yours. It's yours. It doesn't matter what anybody else thinks of how you should walk the path. It's like when you go on a hike, some people run, some people walk, some people are, well, I'm not, they're older, they can't get there. But at the end of the day, you are choosing to walk on that trail at your pace, the way you want to go. That's you. That's your life. So people will project, especially when you start to shine brighter in the essence within the idea of vibrating. What happens when you start to shine brighter? The light literally casts the shadow of those individuals. This is not a judgment. This is not to say that we are one better than the other. It's just the law of energy. You take an object, you shine the light on it. Oh, look, there's a shadow. And so this is part of walking this path is we have to learn, right? How to recognize our lights and to honor our lights and to say that we're not better than anybody else because we're not, but that to understand what's really happening when people project, right? And that to have that feeling of her, it's okay because that means your heart is open, which is good, right? So now there's that also like, okay, well, how do I navigate these feelings? Again,
Right.
it's not mine. Because what you really are feeling, if I may, from my experience, it's not really what you're feeling. I mean, yes, and it's the pain of that person that they're projecting onto you. That you're so open and sensitive that you're experiencing it yourself. And it feels like uncomfortable. It feels like I want to be accepted. I want to be uh, you know, but in reality, they want to be accepted. In reality, is like they don't understand because they want to control. It's a form of control. And so they're projecting something like, oh, you're just running away, you're doing this, you're doing that. What's the point of that? What is the point of expressing something like that?
Right.
There is no point other than the fact that they're trying to control a narrative. They're projecting their belief system onto you because they are only saying that the way they are living, it's the way it should be. They don't understand. Instead of asking questions like, oh, like that's the difference, right? Oh, I'm super curious. Like what's driving you to want to do this? Now that's very different. That's curiosity. That's like you put away yourself and you are wanting to understand that person. That's love, right? But the minute we're judging, the minute we're putting down people, the minute we are trying to control or projecting, it's just a reflection of themselves. And that's part of your path that you're walking as you're recognizing your light. Your light is like a door that's cracking, and the more you open it, the brighter it starts to project out. And that can be intense for you and for people, especially that just knew you as this little light. And now like, well, who are you? Like, what are you doing? I'm just walking. That's it.
I just like experiencing different places.
And there's nothing wrong with that.
That's fun for me.
Yeah. Right? It's that simple. Like, it doesn't need to make sense to anybody else, just to you.
Yeah.
That's the reality. That's that trust, right? That's like that. No, I am in charge of my life. I'm going to do what I want to do. As long as I'm not hurting anybody, as long as I'm not, causing anything that's harmful to anybody, go bungee jump, go walk, go travel the world, go do whatever makes you feel alive and with purpose.
Right. No, I appreciate that. I appreciate the projection thing. I don't think anybody's explained it to me in that way before. So yeah, thank you. I'm going to remember that now. I'm like,
Yeah.
there, that's
Good.
about. Yeah, thank you. This was really helpful. I'm glad I came because yeah, it was very helpful.
Good. Good. I'm glad you came as well. Just remember to smile. It helps me also too. And when people project things, like it happens. It's rare, but it happens. I just smile, and then they're just like, and I just sit there and I'm just smiling. I say, okay, and then they're just like, okay, bye. It's just, it's all good. You're doing amazing. Thank you for showing up here. Thank you for showing up for the world.
Yeah.
And keep going, okay?
Yeah, thank you. Thank you very much.
All right, ladies and gentlemen. And so that wraps it up here for me. Please have a beautiful and blessed day. Remember that every day counts. Go do something that fulfills your heart, that fulfills you. Take a deep breath when things get stressful or intense. Put your feet on the ground and just be present. Come back to the now because everything you need is in here in the now. So be well, and until next time, take care.